If you decide not to kill or harm yourself today, this is it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know this is a different setup again, but I actually quite like this, so let me know if you actually like this kind of setup that I've got going on. Oh god, the lighting just really changed. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that this video is kind of late. I wanted to get this video right, and because it's such a meaningful video to me, it took me a while to try and script and get right and make sure I hadn't really missed any big things. I have missed a few things because it's impossible for me to write everything down, but I have got the majority of it. Today's video is inspired by Emma Books. Her channel links will be in the description box below. She did a video all about her mental health journey, and I decided to do the same because it is Mental Health or Illness Awareness Month, and I decided I wanted to contribute because mental health has been one of the things in my life that I have been quite passionate about, and I have suffered with a lot, and I want to help other people in their journey. There are some disclaimers that come with this video, of course, and we're talking about themes of suicide and self-harm and eating disorders, anxiety, depersonalization, body dysmorphia, trauma, and just triggering subjects. So if you know that you get triggered easily, please don't watch this. Please maybe hold back a little bit on this one and come back next week when I'm doing a little bit of a more light-hearted video. I know this video isn't going to be for everybody, but I just wanted to share my experiences more than anything. This of course isn't the end of my journey, and I can't tell you what is going to happen in the future. I may relapse again, but that's for future, and I can only tell you what I'm going through now, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going through now. My name is Shakira. I have been diagnosed with many different mental health disorders, and this is my journey. My mental health started getting progressively worse in school with bullying issues and trauma issues just in general. I went through bullying for the entirety of school right up until year 10, which is when it kind of died down, but the whole mental state of being bullied has kind of stayed with me until from that time. It all started when we moved from Devon to Nottingham, and I started at a primary school that was very close to where I lived. A big change because I was really popular down at my hometown, and I had literally no friends when I came here. I knew nobody. I was the new girl. She was chubby, she wore glasses unironically, because she was blind and she needed them, and I had a weird accent. People picked on me for those various reasons, but the two most popular were my weight and my name. Shakira Jelly. Not really a good name, thanks mum, thanks dad, that's great, thank you very much. I'm a friggin' belly dancing jelly dessert. There you go. I was just a very big target, a very easy a big target, well, it was a big target. Just a very easy target to pick on in school because there were so many things you could pick on for me, like for. Up until year 8, I didn't really know any mental health terms or like self-harm until I was exposed to social media. Up until then, I hadn't really considered doing it on myself or diagnosing myself, or even if I had these disorders. Bullying affected my grades at the end of year 6, because if you didn't know, you sit exams to tell what set you're going to be in the next year, and I just couldn't. I got really shit grades and was put in the bottom sets in all of year 7. I just noticed that the Batman symbol's in the background, but I'm not sponsored by Batman. I'm sorry, that's just a onesie. But I can't get this out of my head. One in my class asked me if I had a bun allergy because I had spots and I was fat, and they asked me if I'd eaten too many buns and I was allergic to them and I was coming out in hives, and haha, very funny. I actually discovered this a few years ago that it's from The In-Betweeners, and I was like, I've heard this before. Oh yeah, it was used against me. Haha, thank you so much. Year 7 was okay for bullying because I feel like we were all in the same boat. We were kind of all bullied in year 7. It wasn't the fact they were targeting me, it was the fact that we were all just in year 7 and we were just little chits. Year 8 came and I found myself getting really more and more self-conscious because all these lovely girls and women around me were blossoming into young women, getting their periods, growing boobs, and I was still fat, okay? I had no boobs, I had thighs the friggin' size of Russia, and I was just not getting anywhere with my appearance. I think year 8 was my real turning point for mental health and my body image as a whole. I would think about getting plastic surgery because I felt that shit. Not all the time, but sometimes it creeps back in my mind, and in year 8, that's exactly how I felt. There's also a rumour spread about me in year 8 that I was a lesbian, and everyone kind of just held a grudge and just refused to get changed with me in the bathroom. Actually, I'm bi, okay? I've always questioned my sexuality since I was a very young child. I always wondered why I fancied boys and I fancied girls like equal amounts. It's also played a part in my mental health because I've been beating myself about my sexuality, and then this whole rumour comes out, and I just remind myself, myself, people don't like when people like girls or same-sex relationships. They don't like it. I don't want to be picked on for something else, so I hid it and compressed it so hard. Like all rumours, it kind of faded and was replaced with new ones. However, there was some top dogs in our year. It was a group of boys who particularly picked on vulnerable girls. When I was developing anxiety. Anxiety can come in so many different forms, and I had a panic attack driven one where I'd have panic attacks because of failure. It was generated from looking stupid or putting my hand up in class and being picked on for it, or people taking the piss out of my voice. I actually really considered going mute a few times because I just couldn't deal with the fact that people hated my voice. Had vivid memories of me and myself in year 9 wanting to hurt myself and wanting to end my own life. While self-harming, I didn't really cut that often because it was messy and I hate the sight of my own blood. Like, other people's blood is fine, like on movies and stuff, or like being a doctor or whatever, but my own blood kind of just creeped me out a little bit and I did not like it at all. I only cut twice in my life and I actually still have the scar on my arm. When I did self-harm though, I used scratching methods. Gave me the release I wanted, it was available to me wherever I went and didn't draw attention to me or cause that much blood. I remember I have vivid memories of year 9 where I would get a ballpoint Bic pen, one of the plasticky ones. I used to stand on them and stamp on them and break them into multiple pieces in the toilet, and I used to scratch myself in school when it got really bad with these pieces of pens. It wasn't hygienic in the slices. I'm very surprised I didn't get tetanus or anything, but yeah, that was something I did in school. That's what I did in the toilet. The reason why my family found out in the end was because me and my friend got into a massive argument and I, in anger, told her that I'd been cutting and I had been self-harming. She then told my sister, who then told my mother, and then all shit hit the fan and I was in very big trouble for hating myself and wanting to end my own life. And I remember being so angry in the moment because I felt like my friend had betrayed me. She had told my sister about this thing I was protecting. If you have an addiction, or when you have a mental health issue or an eating disorder or anything, you do your best to protect it because you feel like it's a dirty little secret, like Emma says. You don't want anyone to know about it and you feel like you're ashamed of it and you owe it something because it's the one thing that is defining you and you need to protect it. And I felt like I'd betrayed it and my friend had betrayed me. Ever since my self-harm secret got out to my mum, she's been always continuously checking in on me, seeing if I'm okay. Put me into 2 counselling services which were through my school, Couth and CAMS, but they didn't really do anything for me. But 6 sessions is not enough. Nowhere near enough, and I swear to God if they don't up it to more than 6 sessions, I will probably scream. Year 10, the bullying had completely stopped. I had a fresh new friendship group. I fit in. It was the dream for me, honestly, and it took me a very long time to do it, but I did do it. I had friends before, but there wasn't like a whole squad, as people would say it right now. I had a squad and I loved it. I was part of something and it felt really good. The leader of the massive bully group had left, but the memories of him still lingered in my mind. I was diagnosed with PTSD, which is a traumatic experience disorder. I will probably put like definitions on the screen maybe, but PTSD is a memory disorder where you relive memories of traumatic experiences. People in the war get them, people who have been bullied get them, and people who've been under sexual harassment sometimes get them as well. I couldn't walk into corridors, I couldn't walk into classrooms because I was afraid of the memories coming back, and I had panic attacks after panic attacks after panic attacks because these classrooms were causing me pain. I avoided certain lessons and certain blocks because I didn't want to feel like I was back in that space anymore. It was like waking up from a war. Luckily, my drama teacher recognised there was something wrong. She put in place for my anxiety to be calmed in CAMS and Couth, and she arranged in year 11 for me to have my separate room in exams so I could actually do my exams properly. She is the reason why I'm alive today, and I hope that she somehow finds this video because I'd like to thank her and my maths teacher because they did their job. They taught me things about myself and not just about the curriculum. They helped me out with my self-harm, and I have now been clean for almost 3 years. In year 10, it was a kind of mixed matched year for my mental health. I developed an eating disorder without knowing it. I know that sounds pathetic and like, how did you not know you had an eating disorder? Hear me out. I only just found out there was classed as an eating disorder like a year ago. I have IBS and I've had IBS since I can remember, since I started high school. It gets triggered by eating too many carbohydrates or starch or fat or dairy, basically anything with a little bit of fat in it. And I used to eat these foods on purpose to make myself produce these calories through my feces. And I know that sounds so gross and disgusting, but it was the reality of me. I would also go on the trampoline after I'd have meals. I would just kind of bounce them. And when I was eating calories, it was actually 0 calories and I wasn't containing anything because I was just bouncing on the trampoline afterwards and getting rid of it. No, that's nothing on compared to other people's eating disorders, but I'm not going to compare myself to anybody else because I'm pretty sure all of these disorders are because I've been comparing myself to other people for the 17 years I've been alive. So it was a pretty bad experience for me, and I didn't even realise it was happening. And None of my friends even know that, you know. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? 11 was kind of a weird year for my mental health as well. I always thought I had depression. And when all this time I thought I had depression, it was actually depersonalization caused by trauma in early childhood. Depersonalization is the kind of disorder of rubber eyes. You don't feel like your eyes are open enough and nothing feels real. You feel like your body isn't yours, and I describe it as being too big for the room. Even now I have depersonalization. I have it chronically all the time. These are the pills that I got put on for my depersonalization. The doctor said that they are actually antidepressants, but they do help with depersonalization. It was like just a new diagnosis all over again, and I had to get used to it like it was a brand new disease I had never ever seen before. And on top of that, I had very important exams and videos to make, if that gives any context. The change between school and college made me realise that I liked routine. Personalisation absolutely hates change. Fucking hates it. If you have depersonalisation, you will know that you get shocks. Like, it feels like you're going up on a roller coaster, and I did a whole video on depersonalisation. If you want to go watch it, it will be a link in the description box below. Also think I did a video about body image, which I'll go on to in a minute, which will also be linked right down below. Depersonalization hates change, and you get these shocks, and it's so fucking irritating in the exam when you're trying to concentrate and all you can think about is how spaced out you are. It was the fear of being new all over again. The new kid, you know, the fat kid who wore glasses, and it wasn't to be edgy and it wasn't to be ironic. It weren't pop-out lenses for a 3D cinema. She's actually blind. She being me. My first year of college, my weight issue still hadn't gone away, and even my second year of college, it still hasn't gone anywhere near away. It just kind of shows that these things stay with us, and you should really be careful of what you say to people about their appearance or things that they can't change. I was diagnosed with body dysmorphia, which is the most recent mental illness that I have been diagnosed with. It was confirmed. From then on, I didn't see myself like other people did. I feel like this is very long and very long-winded, but I feel like it had to be said, and I wanted to make this video for a very, very long time. Be nice to people. If you can't find a nice person, then be a nice person. I'm always going to be self-conscious because of what people have said, but if you're getting bullied like I did and now it has stopped or it's continuing, don't give up. Please don't do anything. Even if you don't feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, there is one. Trust me, I've been there, I've passed through it, gone back in the tunnel thinking it's normative, and I don't like change, I like to be my depressive mess. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, I really do promise you. If you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos on the channel every Wednesday. I also have a booktube channel called Shaki Shelf, bookish videos if you're interested in that. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I will leave every single link that I can in the description box below. I will see you in next week's video. 1, 4, 3, bye. Mwah. I'm sorry for being depressing this week, but I thought it was important.